Allow the children. It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This man. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dodo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dodo.
Hello there.
Ọ̀rẹ́ ara lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Maiyegun live. To those of you who are going to be joining me from Facebook, remember this. At some point, Facebook always sort of turn it off that you will no longer be able to see the broadcast. If you are joining from Facebook, I advise go on to the YouTube. That never really breaks, okay? And it is the same time and the same picture, the same audio that you're going to see on Facebook that you're also going to have on YouTube. But the choice is yours. But share this broadcast. Today,
lórí Facebook,
This afternoon, during the brunch time with Maiyegun, by the way, if you are joining me tonight and you were not here this morning or afternoon, there is a new program that has popped up now. It's going to be called the brunch time with Maiyegun. It's an open mic segment, so you can always be part of that. Remember, so we touched the news that Nigeria has fined Binance $10 billion. We will expatiate more on it tonight. We talk to my man. Hero, Innocent, Obi, and so many of you. Motide. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Maiyegun Live. I bet you have read the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcasts. You've shared it, right? And you've liked the video too. Those are the simple first steps you have to take before you settle down and then enjoy my storytelling. The story of how Nigeria, a once promising, supposed nation or country that was never a nation, that a lot of us from generation to generation were lied to. Now we know better. So the degenerating state of Nigeria, how they have been able to successfully, fool majority of the populace who have no clue of what their tribal or where their tribulation is actually coming from, right? So Nigeria is being dismembered little by little. It's like cutting apart little by little, all by the actions of the ruiners that you call rulers in Nigeria. The poverty that has now been democratized, the suffering, the shaggy, and everything that you might that might be your own share from this contraption under these criminals. This is where you would probably have a better understanding, and then you are welcome. Right. So if you have read the caption of the broadcast, the trending conversation is about Binance. How Binance is now being blamed for the crashed economy of Nigeria. In fact, they are doubling down. Let me show you something. This is what Kadi-O had to say, that the reason why they are kind of taking an action, that in the book of the APC, right now, the reason why Nigerian Naira continue to get devalued. And in fact, further crashes and all that is because of Binance. But we'll get to that. Listen to him. Kadobi.
Concerned that certain practices go on that indicate illicit flows going through a number of these entities, and suspicious flows at best. In the case of Binance, in the last 1 year alone, $26 billion has passed through Binance Nigeria from sources and users who we cannot adequately identify. There's a lot that is going on now as a result of collaboration between the different agencies, which includes EFCC and the police, and of course the office of the NSA. And in due course, as we progress and have more information to share, we will certainly share. But suffice to say that we are determined to do everything it takes to ensure that we take charge of our market, or put it differently, do not allow others to manipulate our markets in a way that ends up distortionary and suboptimizes for all Nigerians. We will not accept it, and we will do everything possible to prevent any of these kinds of infractions from taking place.
Now, after all of that grammar, which will make you think they are actually doing something that possibly will prevent the Nigeria Naira from crashing. After all that grammar and that, someone will now take a little bit steps backward a bit. Just take a bit step back. Let's take the story for what it is, go. So that you understand that majority of us, probably me personally, never used Binance or Binance or whatever it's called now, right? And so many of us too, probably, some of you watching me probably have never really used it. But there are many, what should we say, millions of people all over the world that uses the platform. Nigeria politicians who are also users of that same platform could be those who have used the same Binance to launder money. But when these guys came up with this idea of how much money is being traded on Binance, they decided to manufacture a figure. Number one, according to them, they said $26 billion was transacted by Nigerians in Nigeria alone. 26 billion in a year. Wow. That is not true. And they know it, but they've dropped the figure. That's a lot of money. However, are those $26 billion fraudulent transactions or legitimate to start with? Then they said they believe that some Nigerians used Binance. We are coming to Naira Pato, don't rush you. That they believe that some Nigerians use Binance to hide the money they stole from Nigeria. Who are the type of people that could steal hundreds of millions of dollars and make it disappear? Who? Me. You. Of course, we are not the politically exposed people. Okay? However, they won't say those Nigerians they are investigating to start with. So they now, they were told that that money, that huge amount of money that is being traded on Binance, right, could have been Central Bank of Nigeria. See where the Delulu started, though. Number one, they are looking for money. Any free liquid cash that they can temporarily use to defend Naira by being the speculator. Let me explain that quickly. The Central Bank of Nigeria, supposed the apex bank of Nigeria, the biggest, the largest populated black nation on earth. That central bank has no dollars that you can associate with a country that is a crude oil producer like Nigeria. They've wrecked Nigeria. There's absolute almost zilch for forex inside the Central Bank of Nigeria. As the money comes in, they take it. As it comes in, they loot it. So therefore, they've got no control. The people that now have the dollars or the forex, they are now majorly the currency traders. But you know something? Most of the dollars in the hands of the currency traders also came from the same central banking system, where the dollars are not ending in the hands of the real business or the banks. They end up in the hands of currency traders on the streets, giving them the right for speculation and all that, because they are now like selling and buying currency. So I've got dollars, you've got naira. Here you get. Nigerian central bank has no control over anything anymore. Rather, some few minute number of people are now those pocketing the supposed forex for Nigeria. So for the Central Bank of Nigeria not to have $20 billion in cash as oil producing country, you see, Nigeria is supposed to get something called the sovereign wealth. Sovereign wealth, it will mean the money that places like UAE, Saudi Arabia put aside. The money they make from the crude oil that they just put aside. And we are talking about hundreds of billions, some of them in trillions of dollars in some places. So when you have resources that is being exploited in that commercial quantity, you save. In Nigeria, they don't chop everything that is coming from that resources to the point that it has become so little, not enough for them. Only a minute number of people have cornered that forex, especially from crude oil. So they are looking for anybody who could give them. So when they hear that Binance is having 26 billion deal in a year, and the entire Central Bank of Nigeria barely do 1 billion in a year, the most of the money that's going to end up in their pocket. So in their own economic sense, let's ban them so that everybody that is transacting with them would have to come to us. Here you get, we'll print enough naira. Because according to this wearies, right? If you are doing a business on the Binance, right? And your business is legit, you should not be doing business with them. You should be doing business with your country, with your own central bank. So what then happened? In that the same Bulaba Tifnumbunomics economic team, that is when they came up with the idea of, if we could ban them and at the same time say, wait, these people said they are making, people are trading this much on Binance, right? But these Binance are not paying taxes in Nigeria. They were supposed to be paying taxes. So tax evasion. Oh yeah, write it down. Tax evasion. Then we also asked them to bring all the details of every Nigerian that has traded on Binance. They needed their details. Not that they are so specific of the money they are looking for. For example, this afternoon I made an explanation. Sorry, 1 second. As usual, they've turned them off on Facebook. So I'm just going to take them off. I actually want everyone who was on Facebook to try their best and join us on YouTube, or pretty much go on Twitter. So I'll come back to that. So they wanted these guys to give them the details. Not that they heard that India find them so $1 billion. United States find them so billion. UK find them so billion. So when there are places where they've been banned because they said they didn't follow their anti-money laundering law, which means that a certain amount of money, if they move in your system, right, you have to declare them, because they could be money meant for sponsoring human trafficking, drug trafficking. Yeah, drug dealers are paying in cryptos too now. They don't move cash the way you think they usually do anymore. Here you get. So and then terrorists also use the same Binance and all that. So for countries who are going after some groups of terrorists, understanding that they have been traced to be using either cryptocurrencies, Binance and other things, right? Because it gives anonymity. You can hide your identity and all of that. So in that case, excuse me, I want to sneeze.
Concerned that certain practices.
Sorry about that. I didn't want to sneeze on camera that much, right? So Nigeria was supposed to say, listen, there are those who have looted Nigeria. And we strongly believe that during our investigation, where we were tracing so amount of money, we realized that some of them converted this stolen money into cryptocurrencies that were traded on Binance, and they disappeared. We just need your help. It's almost impossible to get those information. I'm sure you get, but you could use that. That's what some countries used in ensuring that they find them and they ban them. Sure you get now. Or in the case of Nigeria, they are not looking for terrorists. They are not looking for the money launderers. They are not indeed, for some reason, they are not looking for anything per se than the possibility of free money. Any free money, even if it's $1 billion, give us. So the Binance have now said, no. They sent representatives to Nigeria and said, listen, can we talk about this? Let's know what the problem is so that we can see how we can be of help. So they arrested them and locked them up and insisted that they must open their back end, wherever, for national security. They must show them everybody trading on Binance. So they've got nothing. It's like shadow boxing, believing that like the typical way, we must find something. There will be something there. And as usual, let's just ask them to turn over their record and everything. And if they won't do that, yeah, then let us find them and ban them. So the typical Nigeria way. So they decided to cut off the entire platform, and now they are asking for 10 billion. They also said that they haven't calculated the tax evasion, how much Binance was supposed to pay in tax, so we are not sure. But now in their mind, for Binance to trade in Nigeria or Nigerians to use their platform, again, Binance must pay $10 billion. That is what is trending. And some are saying that they are only looking for the free money again. The free money, which is something they have been trying to use to save their Naira. Now, let me explain this as well. They are doing all of this because they believe that any platform or anybody that is handling Forex, doesn't matter where you find it, it doesn't matter where you get it from, that money you are holding was supposed to be in their hands. So if you have dollars, the right thing for you is to hand it over, and they will give you Naira equivalent of that. They don't even care anymore. If you want your dollar sold for 2,000 Naira per dollar, they will give you Naira. They are printing more and more Naira that are further contributing to your hyperinflation. On the side, though, they are saving the Naira. That's the whole agenda now. To save the Naira, Binance must go, and they must pay $10 billion. Because you know what? These guys used $12 billion worth of crude oil as a collateral for $3.3 billion cash loan. So if Binance can give them $1 billion, they can use that to say they are defending Naira by saying, that's what they are doing recently now. Yeah, the few Forex they have shared them to their few lackeys, okay? And they are saying, if anybody is selling anything anywhere, they must be arrested and ask them where they found the dollar. This is the economy they are building. The one that they are waiting for a windfall or a loan or anything, so that they can use that as a subsidy for dollar to safeguard Naira. All this money, if they are giving them to your manufacturing sectors, if they are giving all this money to the real sectors that can actually turn them around and begin to kickstart your economy. But the point is that's not to them, that's not how they want to defend the Naira. They may say that to you in public and say, we are working. In fact, we are working hard. People will not do anything at them, they tell you say that they work hard. Working hard on nothing. And then you go out there and you're like, there must be some people who did not want Tinubu to succeed. In your mind. Meanwhile, Cardoso, the man that they said they ran down two big banks were kind of like, under him. Now, to save your Naira, it's not to improve production. It's not to improve security. It's not to return your farmers to farm. It's just to tell you they will do it. That's what we are doing. Sorry, I want to take a little break. I'm coming.
The hope is here.
We have a governor in hope. And I'm standing before you, clinging to that, assuring you my belief that Nigeria will be out of economic problems. We just need to persevere, work hard. Be assured. Allow me to throw a jab here. The labor union to understand that no matter how much we cling to our freedom and rights, to call for strike within 9 months of an administration is unacceptable. If you want to participate in the electoral process, wait on the 2027. If not, maintain peace.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
Human life doesn't really mean anything to people like that. You know, from the books that we have read this in the book, they said that real leaders, they plan for the next generations. Rulers or ruiners like this, they plan for the next elections. To them, as he's saying it, Nigeria is going to be better. Hope is here. I can assure you that we will pacify. I can assure you that all the will be done. After finishing that, you can just go to bed and sleep. If you dare complain, it's because of politics. See, we have lost our business. So what is all this? All of that. Say, wait till 2027 if you are not happy. I have told you to wait. I said, wait. Persevere. Baby walk of pain. Labor pain. So is that not enough for you? Of course, things are tough, things are hard. Yes, everybody knows things are tough, things are hard. But and so, if you don't like it, wait for 2027. It doesn't matter if you're going to die before then, because they don't really care. They politicize everything. Every day is politics for them. Everything is politics for them. There is actually no governance. You are watching them destroying your common patrimony, wasting away all your own lives. You are seeing all what they are doing. You are feeling the impact of everything they are doing. But they are telling you, if you react, now because you should go and join politics if you don't like what we are doing. Go and join politics. And those are the people some of you probably are hoping on. So this guy had this to say. Listen.
Prophet Tinubu, before he became President Tinubu, was speaking about this time in 2012 in the episode that you referred to. Because there was nothing in that letter that could not be situated in 2024. So, we've been waiting for the magic, that Tinubu had. The magic that led to his building Lagos. We forget that Lagos has been the federal capital for donkey years, has enjoyed resources, infrastructure development. And so I wonder where, the claim that he built Lagos, came from. Now is the time for the hard work. Let him walk, the talk. I mean, where are those magical things that were attributed to him? Where is his so-called economic team? What we are seeing in the last 9 months is trial by error. Is the kabu kind of economic policy, where you pick passengers, drop them in Ojuelegba, change course, start heading to Oshodi. That's what we have been seeing play out in the last 9 months. So nothing seems to have changed. But again, let us ask ourselves a question. What did Tinubu promise us? Tinubu promised that he was going to follow the path of former President Buhari. What was that path? It's massive loan, taking of loan. We're even taking loan to pay the interest on the loan, not the loan itself, not the principal.
Yeah.
Buhari was known for bigotry and nepotism, crass bigotry and nepotism. That's why we say, play out. Why must ministers and government officials of choice cabinet positions come from a section of the country? Aren't we done with that? We thought we had seen the worst of that during the Buhari era. But here we are. It's a continuation. It's a continuation of the Buhari policy.
And do you think this government is overwhelmed?
They're going to be overwhelmed. And what we're asking as the opposition is that they need to be very deliberate about the choices that they make, the policy choices. You see, our future, not about it. You should stop this scapegoatism. It reminds me of the animal farm of Napoleon and Squilla, who had a knack for blaming, now in this case, contest, for everything that has gone wrong. No, the problem is it's inside of them. First of all, the cabinet that they have a lot of people there who are doing nothing, who don't have the set skills, other than the fact that they were there because of political consideration. Okay, they're asking us that, the elections are over. We should, but I mean, look at what Tinubu is doing, playing politics in 2027, speaking to NLC. That means that he's not prepared for even governance. Prophet.
No, he's not. What's business governance about? Depends on what you think is governance. Governance to them, like he put it, right, is an Agbero government. Okay? Trial by error, trial and error, and all of that. Playing kites, playing gamble with the people's lives. But what happened to the people they are playing gamble with their lives too? Some of them are willing slaves, on-boot slaves, sophisticated morons, crumb eaters, ass lickers, all-risers, bat idiot, bat starts, and the rest of them. Enablers, the Didi. So today, Kadi Atikadobi decided that, now here is another kabu policy, so playing gamble with your life. So under Emefiole, it was Aboki FX that was the problem. Under Kadobi, it is Binance that is the problem. However, before they finally cling on to Binance, that they believe they could get something in which they won't get zero, they went after the BDCs, right? They issued people certificates to sell money, sell and buy currencies. Then, when they ran the country aground, they went after them and blamed them for the crashed Naira. After the whole country raid, they found 280 million Naira cash, which is Nigeria money, and 48,000 US dollars all over Nigeria, 1,500 pounds sterling, 15,000 yen, and a few other funny currencies like that. There was no billion of dollars in the pocket of the BDCs. People, they gave certificates. So they now disbanded them. They now reissue new certificate to new set of bureau de change who meet their criteria. Somehow, the joke was on them. Take a look at some of, okay, hang on. So then today, this afternoon, Kadobi decided and announced again that they are also kind of like banning, let me see the word they used. Yeah, they revoked the operational licenses of 4,173 bureau de change or changes in Nigeria. Are you with me? Do you want to see some of the names of the bureau de change that Nigerian government registered and they have been trading in dollars and all of you? The joke is on them. Take a look at some of them. If you see any of your family business, raise up your hand, though, because everybody they point finger now. All these bad people. They say, who be their family? We know they see now. Oh yeah, if your family own any of this business, raise up your hand. These are the bureau de changes in Nigeria that are operating in Nigeria. Not all of them, or some of them. Mountaintop BDC, BBL BDC, Give and Take BDC, Protected BDC, Reading BDC, Roundtable BDC, Oyoyo BDC, Stopover BDC, Surgeon BDC. These are legally registered currency traders in Nigeria, bureau de change in Nigeria. These are not funny. These are not imaginary. They are registered with the Current Affairs Commissions in Abuja, registered as businesses. Guess who are going to be the owners of this? They're going to be politicians. Politicians are their family and their side chicks. Are you playing? You dey hear about Valid BDC, Unical BDC, Turnover BDC, Couple BDC, Happy Ends BDC. Maybe a share BDC be that. Happy End, Welcome BDC, Onyibo BDC, Years of Time BDC, Lampshade BDC, Internal Curry, Ntori Olong, Give and Collect, Pointless Forex BDC, Backup BDC, Looking and Seeing BDC, Movement BDC, Nitori Kene. That's how useless the whole entire, what do you call it? The entire financial sector in Nigeria under these rogues have become. But they've suspended, they've revoked their licenses. They've revoked. The others, the BDC you are seeing in front of the names, they are the bureau de change. Abi, you don't know bureau de change, you need. Those are people that are officially registered. Now, they are, and it's not only that they were registered as Current Affairs Commission in Nigeria. Central Bank of Nigeria issued certificates to them. Licenses is called. Licenses. Take a look at this letter now. So they said those are people who have never paid necessary fees. License renewal. Those who have never no rendition of returns in line with blah, blah, blah. Compliance with guidelines. So don't be surprised. There are more ridiculous names in that list. Promise you. And ridiculousness it is, isn't it? The Foundation for Investigative Journalism, FIJ, they did a sort of a check. You know this guy? Do you know this guy? That is Ibrahim Dende, IB. I've been to call IB Dende. Is a smuggler. The guy on the right is a notorious smuggler. Baba, this guy on the right, is so notorious that he alone influenced the nomination and appointment of the custom DG, Nigerian custom DG. That's how powerful he is. So they did an investigation on him. And it is not surprising. When Kalu was going to UAE for that COP28, this smuggler, who is also being projected that is going to be the next governor of Ogun State, from what I have been told. Look, Baba, no thing say because he look like person will be normal person. This one I'll go criminal. This one can kill you. Do you understand? Dende. Like I'm talking about a armed Ogbologbo smuggler. This one are not people who say they help you drive cars across border. No. We are talking about high-scale smuggling. That its influence is so rich that is recruiting staff for the Nigerian customs. Yeah, that's how powerful he is. He's a friend to every commissioner that ever be commissioner of police in Ogun State. He's a very, very, very good friend of your current police IG, Egbetokun, the current DG of custom. In fact, won't become DG without this guy. He knows Escobar, Baba. And if you know Escobar, problem, it's easy. Wherever Kolu is, look around him, you will see the number of notorious criminals that are wearing well-starched brocade, looking fresh and kinky. You know, say in Nigeria, there are people who believe that Nigeria is a place where you can go to bed hungry, very poor, and you can wake up tomorrow a multimillionaire without any work. There are multi-billionaires in Nigeria. They can never tell you what they are doing or how they make the money. And that is why when you talk about reward for labor, that is why people who never really work legitimately for anything, easy come, easy go money, they will tell you it is easier to make $1 million in Nigeria than make $100,000 in America. The person who is saying this to you has never seen $100,000 in his life. Oh, but he believes that in Nigeria he could become a multimillionaire tomorrow. At least we are seeing those of them who are involved in this inter-border, cross-border smuggling. Oh, now special. You they follow? I don't want to mention the other one. We be saying, you know that one, that will be our own now. They do the same job. Smuggling and the rest of that and all that. Sure you get. However, the level of this Egungbo, this IB Dende is more deeper. If you want to understand what a state capture means, right? Pay attention to the criminals around Tinubu and how they operate. So they said, this guy has been in charge of what comes through the Seme border and all the borders in the southwest of Nigeria. Is what do you call it? Is a pro connected. So they now said that by mistake, you listen to this. So Nigerian custom will go into people's houses and shoot and kill them because of a bag of rice. But this individual, if you want to smuggle anything, whether na guns or whether na drugs or tramadol or whether na contraband rice, food, and the rest of that, you just need to go and meet Ibrahim Dende. He's got so much money. He has hotels. He's been sponsoring football club for the youth. Baba. Even the people who are the victims of his operation, who have no idea, they will fight and defend him with everything because he's a generous person. But guess what? These kind of characters who have contributed, non-state actors, who have contributed to the further destruction of Nigeria are the reasons why, if you don't take back your life from the rogues who actually empower them, by the time they are done with you, even those of you who probably you are telling yourselves that I am joining the Nigeria army to defend my country. Oh, the country, you are foolish. I am joining the Nigeria custom to protect my country. There is do you understand? Because there are those that they are called the non-state actors that you will come across and you will understand how Nigeria is and why Nigeria is what Nigeria is. So what happened? They said this guy, Baba, listen to this one though. The people behind smuggling in Nigeria, they are the custom leadership in Nigeria. Majako shock, yeah. Yes. From all over the country, where they have all different entry ports, they have controller for them. These guys are the chief and ringleaders for smugglers. In fact, some of them are actually doing the business themselves. no longer taking bribes. So Yame will take bribe. And Egun Ibrahim Dende is always their wingman. And he was so surprised that one person who probably should know about this was employed and confiscated Dende's trucks. You know, say when they call you smugglers be saying where they carry things through illegal routes. Baba, then they get routes. You want me to explain that to you? Nigeria have entry ports called Seme border or whatever other borders there. This Dende around the Wode Yewa area, they have their own routes. So if custom go there, custom boys by mistake say they go there, can't stop the operation, the flow of all this smuggling. Wala go there be that too. And I think that was what the officer didn't know. While this guy was investigating all of this, Shoyombo, Fisayo of the Foundation for Investigative Journalism, they figured out that Baba, the corruption runs so deep that come back custom, let's take custom make somebody will be smuggler. But in the olden days, if you be smuggler, you go they hide. Nobody go to know you. But you see the smugglers of today under this APC, ladies and gentlemen, they wine and dine with your presidiot. And it's not new. We are talking about the group of people who are like criminals. Take a look at this. It's everywhere. The Omagege, who happened to be their former deputy Senate president, right, is a criminal in America. Gbajabia Mole is a criminal, convicted criminal in America. He can no longer practice law in America because he stole their client's money. Corruption. The one in the middle, Drogi, Kolu, is also somebody who forfeited $460,000 in order to avoid jail, convicted for drug dealing in Chicago. Sonweku, which they said is also a drug addict back then, also a counterfeit currencies, passer. He was passing fake dollars. He was arrested for it. Okay. Now, I didn't even know that he was convicted. So he was. Now, here is another one. Dubious Dapo. This one, a credit card fraudster in Florida. His mugshot is on social media. It's on Google. Go and Google Dapo Abiodun mugshots. You will see it 1983, 1984, wherein they carry mugshot of credit card fraudster in Florida. These are rogues that are associating with Siam, drug dealer, smuggler, combination made in heaven. So the Nigerian custom go they ask a smuggler. Kinimoshe. Custom carry gun. Then they slap them because they arrested and confiscated the truck of rice it was bringing to Nigeria. How dare you? Can you confiscate the trucks conveying the bag of rice your own bosses that they bring it to the country? Not be all of us they do smuggling. So you know if you arrest your bosses, you know if you arrest their own truck, if they arrest my own truck, who can kill you? Bah! Kinimoshe. Custom with gun. Waiting I do. Help me ask waiting I do. Nigeria to finish one come on until you explain it for you. The credit for this video goes to the same FIJ, Foundation for the Investigative Journalism. I will interpret afterward. Watch this. Custom officers are the ones who are begging in this video. The man that is holding somebody there is Dendeo, the man in that picture I just shown you now. Take a look.
What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? He's threatening to kill me. Why?
Seriously.
Custom officer, they beg. He's threatening to kill me. What have I done? I was only doing my job now. And the other custom officers were begging, Alaji, please calm down, Alaji. He's the guy who is ranting and saying, you will regret that they transfer you to this place. You came here to stress me. You came here to stress me. There are more videos, but that's the one I can show to you now, okay? So that I don't kind of infringe on that beautiful work done by Fisayo. So if you want to see more, go on YouTube or go on Twitter and search for Fisayo Shoyombo. Excuse me, Fisayo Shoyombo or FIJ. The Foundation for the Investigative Journalism. The report is massive. You need to go and read it. It's not just about this guy. Nigerian customs are supposed to protect your borders. If you meet them at the airport, now begging, then they beg. If you see them at the borders, where they are supposed to keep Nigeria borders safe, right? They are the smugglers. When you look at the Nigerian Navy, they are supposed to be on the water, Abi. They are buying expensive patrolling boat, gunboat, and the rest of that to ensure that piracy on Nigeria water is totally eradicated. Piracy and pirates, crude oil thieves, smugglers, they are having field day on Nigeria waters because the people that are channeling and controlling that business of smuggling, they are also the Navy paid to prevent such. That's why you say, when people say na zoological republic, you're not supposed to get angry because zoo gets organization. If you go to zoo, have you been to zoo? Not Nigeria zoo, even Nigeria zoo. No, not Nigeria zoo. Nigeria zoo will traumatize you. Things are hard everywhere right now. So Nigeria zoo will traumatize you. But have you been to zoo? But it's organized. Everybody day in own space. Monkey day in own space. Crocodile day in own pond. Lion day in own savannah there where they may arrange for them. Elephant day another way where they play with trees, right? Even fishes day inside water. They don't mix match them together. Nigeria is worse than a zoo. It is a compliment to call Nigeria zoo. So as we speak right now, it's not to say you go hear anything after today. Oh, I have told you. Me talking about all these rots is to just continue to show to you why people like us will never change our minds that Nigeria can work or we work. Because events like this are the proof to us that you cannot be doing the same thing again and expect a different result. Only a mad person will be doing something again and expect a different result. You cannot be enabling all this madness in your own small way or big way and then turn around and be like, maybe it's going to be different. It's never going to be different. So events like this are just to continue to solidify our faith, our strong faith that we made the right choice to continue to advocate for the peaceful dissolution of this contraption. If there is law and order, people like this won't stand with president. They will be in jail. So you're not going to hear anything about this again. In fact, probably the next time you're going to hear about this again is when the guy put out his posters that he wants to be the governor of Ogun State. Then you will now understand that the level at which Nigeria have sunk, very soon you'll now go discover crude oil. You know, say, They dig your grave. They dig. Nigerians and Nigerian criminals who are digging this grave, they don't give up. The way that they go down, the way Nigeria is going down, we're going to discover crude oil soon. So yes, that is that. If you get business where they operate in northern Nigeria or interstate business, I have one advice for you. Do not continue this your food business from northern Nigeria, except if you are from northern Nigeria and maybe Middle Belt and all of that. If the level of hunger that they are trying to hide away from a majority of you is indeed known to some of you, you are going to heed my advice. So what happened is that as we woke up today, they said, prison break won't happen yesterday for Jos, for Plateau State. And it is not because some criminal want to break out. Baba, hunger, now hunger won't push prisoner commit. Then, in fact, riot happened. The hunger is that the hardship that all of you are facing outside, it has now reached the people inside you. Make I give you some backstory. According to some people who have been doing their mathematics on how to survive Kolu, they came up with an idea that, listen, if you want to survive Kolu, you probably will need to eat 101 or maybe 010. That is your meal. There's nothing like 3 square meals. I have had somebody defending Tinubu who went on TV and asked people that who came up with the idea of 3 square meals, 3 square meal a day. Who came up with that? I don't know if you remember that video, right? Yeah, a guy went on TV in order to try to advise Nigerians to cut down their, manage their hunger. He said, wait, who came up with that idea of 3 square meals? You don't have to eat, so you don't have to eat 3 times a day. Once you eat once, it's okay. Why should you eat 3 times? That's the kind of Tinubunomics ideologies, how to survive Tinubunomics. However, people now said there is other way. Okay, with the way the food, the way the food is so expensive right now. If you know you can't afford it, how about you go to jail? At least you'll be guaranteed free food. I remember when I actually shared that on this platform and I said, please don't take my advice. No go Nigeria prison. Because in Nigeria prison right now, a company like say people go they fall and die inside the prison itself. The owu way they blow, the shege banser that is blowing everywhere. I told you, is very democratic. Yes, it is very democratic. And right now, it is not sparing those in prison. You can call it a double jeopardy. Yeah, they needed to be punished for whatever crime they've committed, right? But you don't punish people with hunger. That's why they revolted inside prison. I don't know how they managed to tame them, but I think it's going to just be one-time lucky. The prison yard will not be lucky next time. Because if the hunger is already taking care of them, they won't even fight. They will say, Oma, you want to go outside there? Go outside there. To say, do you think it's easy outside there? You are here. We are still trying to give you small things that we can give you. You want to break out of prison. Oh, you go. When you get out there, you realize there's nothing there. Now you go return back. So maybe after a day or two, after you break out. If you break out of prison right now, I don't know if some of you in prison see my video. This is a brotherly advice. So if anybody is planning to break out of prison because of hunger, I advise you, no follow them. Because in 2-3 days, now you go return back to the same prison and say, who are you? I say, open the gate. I say, who are you? Do you have an appointment? I say, no, I am one of those where miss road. Oh, you escaped 3 days ago. You are one of those who escaped 3 days. No, escape. I don't know. I think I was jailwalking. I just find myself. I said, no, I don't belong here. I belong into. That's why I'm coming back to you, sir. please open the gates. Because Shege, or who will they blow out there currently, it be like the coming of, it's like the coming of a storm on the IC. Go first, they blow, they give you sign. And by the time the thing begin, go, you go no say, oh, she survive. You don't watch films where the storm will just, and before you, they don't turn the whole ship, That ship, put it as alive. That's exactly what these guys are doing to you. They will twirl your entire life. But then really, last one is just a preamble. So, the African Wahala has joined us. Brother, thank you. So, going forward, they said the people in Kaduna, they couldn't take it. Right now, in some places, you will go to and say them be kidnappers. Truck drivers, you will see people who go to rob you, and you go to see them be kidnappers. Now them go contact you, say, more. Now food they look for. So if you have businesses carrying food, I don't know how you're going to probably do it, right? Because everywhere right now, if they see food for trucks, now free. I'm telling you, in Kaduna, they attacked the Dibua truck that they said was conveying noodles, Indomie noodles. And immediately they cited it last song. They formed human shield, human roadblock until the truck stopped. The moment the truck stopped, it didn't take them 5 minutes to unload the entire truck. Which kind of guy go make people unload an entire 32 tire truck? And it's not funny. Whoever is I mean, I have shown you videos, right? Where these kids are like going after any truck and every truck. If it's anything that has to do with food, they will lay it, they will stop it, and they will hijack it. Empty the entire container. They won't touch the driver, touch the truck, or they will just say, oh yeah, empty. That's the state where Nigeria is right now. So if you have businesses in this economy and you are bringing food from you need to be careful. Because even those who know they carry truck, in their businesses, they are declaring losses. Since them born me, Nigerian bureaus never declare losses. At a point, it became so annoying that everybody is complaining that they are poor. But the Nigerian bureau, they are declaring profit every now and then. Who they drink? Maybe like say the Shege Bansa don't hit everybody correct now. Nigerian bureau declares loss. In my life, they declare losses. Now then you're going to say Shege Day. Some other companies are already leaving Nigeria, complaining about operational costs. They can no longer cope. You are seeing them. Unilever, all those drug manufacturing companies. Yeah, medicine. We're all leaving. Abi? Good. Here is another 2 companies that have also declared huge baba. Do you understand what it is to be a network provider? It be like say they print money. Also for the first time, MTN, Unilever, which is a Nestle, they are declaring hundreds of billions of losses under this Tinubu. Even though they are telling you don't blame this, don't blame that, it's okay. So at a point, the moment these ones decided that we are leaving this place, it's not viable anymore. Remember when they used to tell you that Nigeria's population is your advantage? Now what they have not told you is that that population has been so impoverished that population can barely buy anything. That number is useless to any investor. Let me explain that to you. Okay. In Nigeria, whether they pay you 30,000 naira minimum wage, 30,000 naira, and your exchange rate is 1,700 naira to $1. Are you with me? Now, that economy, you have majority of you, they said 90% of you does not have 500,000 naira in your bank account. Is that true? No, come on. That may be a little bit of a guess for them, but I don't think it should be a guess. Because they said a lot of you don't even have bank accounts. And for those of you who have bank accounts, they said 90% of you do not have 500,000 in your bank. And meanwhile, that 500,000 naira is actually no longer a huge money. It has been so devalued that it's absolute nothing, almost nothing. It's not like $500,000 or 500,000 pounds. You know, you know what I mean? So, since majority of you earn less than £1 a day, because £1 is like 2,000 naira. Here you get. So you must be earning more than, if I'm being generous, so you are earning less than £1 a day. Because let's say £1 a day would be 20,000, that's 60,000 naira a month. 30 pounds a month. You cannot be earning this, and then decide that you want to go and spend money, because you'll be more concerned about food and how to survive, Abby. You can't say you want to go and spend money at cinemas. You are taking your children for a joy travel and all of that, so you pay money into that place. You want to probably buy yourself a latest car. You can't. Majority of you can't. So your number is useless. A lot of you can't really afford anything. So what do you have next? You've resorted. Majority have now resorted into Tokumbo, Aloku, fairly use, London use, Boss Corner. What do you call that one again? What do you call that? BK, Boss Corner. They have a name for it. Grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. These are like third world kind of a thing. You cannot compare that with Chinese, who were also very poor 50 years ago. Then they came from that obscurity, and they lifted over 100 million of their people out of poverty. And today, poverty rate in China is almost like about 3%, 4% of Chinese are poor. And this is a country of 1.2, 1 point something billion people. You will find at least about 7 to 8 size of the fake population of Nigeria in China. So an average Chinese can possibly begin to save for homes. An average Chinese could be able to afford travel or other things that they can indeed feel like they're actually living the life based on the country they come from. You don't have that chance. Majority of you don't. And the few that have that chance, they are being watched by the majority like, how did they do it? How can they have that we can't have that? It is the unequal sharing of the resources of a country where minute number of people are in control of the chunk of that economy. So spending power, gets now big for nothing. They have made majority of you good for nothing. Nigeria, the largest, the most populated, blah, blah, blah in the world. Are you kidding me? Of what use is that? If you see 5 black people, 4 of them are Nigerians. So of what use is that? Of what advantage is that to you as somebody from Nigeria, other than that empty bragging? The poverty capital of the world that cannot afford to actually really have the good things that the rest of the world have, that gives them this, the great standard of living. So they created an economy that has made you poor, and you will keep being poor. You can't grow above it except you go rogue the illegal way. So it is a systemic setting. A lot of you are in school today. You are studying so hard, believing that you will change the world. Oh, look at you, innocent you. Oh, you are burning candles to read at night. ruining your eyesight because you must do well in this exam. You must do well because you must change the world. But this country, the economy they are building for you is the one that is to keep you perpetually poor. Even though you are hoping that you're going to get it. You need to open your eyes. That's the point. Okay? You open your eyes and you pay attention to how much of these policies of these rogues are ruining you, limiting you, and denying you what you indeed deserves. And then on the other hand, they are telling you we're bringing investors. You're not bringing any investors if your country people know if you afford them. You can't afford something, but you are salivating on it. You cannot build an economy that actually put the money in the pocket of your people. You can't build an economy that put value in the pockets of the money in their pocket. Put value. Eh? I'll show you something because I brought this to my office. I'll show you. See, about 2 years ago, okay, when we did the naming of the naming parties rather, the naming party for Yewande, my daughter. Some of you who are watching me, you came to that party then, right? And I'll keep using this as an example of what value means, okay? Now, I was paid some of this money. Some of them I kept them. They're just like, dollars, okay? Now, it's been there for 2 years. I never touched it. Now, you know something? Even if it's going to be there for 10 years, the day I pick this up and I say, you know what? I want to go and spend this now. The value, even if it's going to be losing any value because of inflation or anything, it won't lose the value that will make it so worthless that I'm going to have to be like, you know what? Let me just keep it as a souvenir. These criminals, even if you have not invested in anything, if you have not bought anything, you have only kept your money in your bank or whatever it is, without you touching it, they've already devalued it by so much percentage that that money is almost useless. That is the economy they are creating. That's the economy they tell you they are bringing investors. Who is going to go to a country where their currency is worthless and the citizens are so poor that they can't really afford to buy the services they are bringing? So you would have to kind of tailor. You have to package and tailor your business to suit the most poorest people on the surface of the earth. That's not something inviting. Do you not think? That's not something inviting. That's not something somebody who make money legitimately would love to go and give a shot. Except those who wants to come and take advantage of you, which is what Nigeria has become. You have no investors. You have loan sharks who are now working behind the scene as puppet masters for those who are making economic decisions in your country. Therefore, whatever they are told to do, they just say, when they tell them to jump, when they tell them to jump, they will say, how high do you want us to jump? But they will face their people under 75 degrees sun, and they will be wearing suits, all packed, inside sun, sweating, speaking grammar that never changes anything, but make things worse. Value of currencies are built into what and what that currency is traded on. What is that backing of that naira? They don't care. You want investors, high rights, and you don't want substandard services or substandard products in a country where those in charge could not really think. You see, you need to invest in your people, right? If you want them to invest in the country. The money shouldn't go into the private pocket of rogues, using different fronts to take all of them. Only to leave your people hanging. And then you are like, you just feel like they will figure it out. Oh, they'll figure it out. They always do. They will figure it out. I mean, it's a shame that some of them also have their children who are born into all of this. And I feel so bad because the real victims of Nigeria failure are the children, the young ones who have to endure whatever economic state their parents or their guardians have been subdued or subjected to. Nobody talks more about them. Children. You do have no idea the damages this institutionalized, weaponized poverty has done to Nigeria or is doing to Nigeria. And these young people. A lot of you have no idea, but you should. Sincerely, you should. So yeah, if all these factors are not indeed addressed, every other thing is just, momentary or temporary. And that's why a lot of us will continue to remind you, is this what you want to do with the rest of your life? Is this how you want to live the rest of your lives? Hoping that something will happen one day? Asking God to come to your rescue because you just don't know what to do anymore? I mean, it's a question. Me, I have chosen how I want to live my life and how I want to possibly if I'm lucky to end it. So I have a clue, I have an idea. But with these guys in charge, doing trial and error with your lives, I think the decision should be yours to make. Like, is this how you want to live it? Is this how you want to actually end it? So Pastor Kumuyi believes that it is time for us to begin to give back. We are building universities. We are building this. We are building that. The people that we believe we are building them for are dying of hunger. I support this message. Pastor Kumuyi, I want more of this. But why is he talking like this? Is this how he normally talks? I don't know. I mean, I just feel somehow like it's weird. I love the message. Okay? And I don't really like the messenger, but I love the message. I think you should listen to Oti Doju and Senyi.
Look at all this offering we're collecting. This church has silver and gold. I learned of a preacher somewhere who were having their church service. And he said, now, we're going to collect offering. If you have 10,000 naira, raise up your hand. 20,000, raise up your hand. 50,000, raise up your hand. And they were faithful. They raised up their hands. 10,000, I can give. 20,000, I can give. 50,000, I can give. They said, okay, raise up your hand. They raised up their hands. They stood up. He said, now that 10,000, that 20,000, that 50,000, go and give to the poor in your community. I lost my audience. Praise the Lord. All the offering is not just church. There are poor people around. There are unemployed people around. There are indigent people around. But we must build our campground, DLICC. I understand. We must build. We're going to build. But while you're building, your neighbors are dying. Your neighbors who do not have anything to feed themselves. And your fellow brother, your fellow sister has nothing to send children to school. We'll build DLICC, Deeper Life International Conference Center, but will not throw our hands up in the air. All the offering we can give, we've given to DLICC building, and we can now be at ease and allow our members to die of hunger and to be so destroyed because they have nothing, and we have the money. And what if this church, like we used to do in the olden days, good old days, that we reserve an amount of money aside for charity, that will say, as we're giving, we allocate this amount to the building of DLICC. We allocate this amount to building the district church. The district church we're building, are we not building for people? The people we're building for, they're dying of hunger, malnutrition, starvation. Let's budget. End of the year, we're coming to the new year. Let's budget part of the money. Millions. millions of our currency to take care of the people. In fact, which one comes first? Let's say your house is leaking and you have your mother dying. How will you spend? Will you first mend the leaky roof or take care of your mother? Which one will you do first? We should give priority to members of our church, even those who are not members, and we know them, and we can contact them. Silver and gold, now we have silver and gold. You know, and sometimes, even myself, we travel around, and as we travel around, you know, some of the governors and some of the people, they appreciate what is happening. They say, Pastor, we know you always give everything to the church. This one, we're giving you directly. And so I cannot say, honestly, silver and gold, I have none, I have some. And I'm not going to give everything to the building of DLICC. I'm looking for those who are hungry. I'm looking for those who are dying. I'm looking for those who are impoverished in their lives. And some of the money will go to them. If you know them, tell your coordinator. Tell your group pastor. Tell the people, so that we will not be guilty of giving all the money to a building that will not be raptured when Christ comes. Christ is coming to rapture.
What shall I say unto the Lord?
Yes, Lord.
All I have to say,
Thank you, Lord.
what
shall I say? Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord. And so we, the poor, now so we they sing now when we receive that message in the trenches. That time, it was earlier. It wasn't a new message. It was a message from someone, sometimes in January. We're just like, what shall we say unto the Lord? Abba said, I know. Somebody said the way he speaks irritates them. I don't know if that's the way he speaks. That's why I don't want to, I don't know. The way he kind of, the way he talks is, but at least we heard him. Sure, you understand. But when he said, silver and gold, I cannot say I have none. I have. But give me the poor people, the sick, the hungry. I want to give this. He said he met with, when I travel about, I met with governors, and they said, this we are giving to you. It's for you, not for the church. So now I need you to get me poor people. Give me sick people. Send them to me. I want to give them this money. But I'm not going to give them everything. Baba oni baba. If they talk and they separate them, may they not go misquote them. Stolen money that they give and say me they pray for them. Any politician where they give pastor money, now stolen money they give them. That prayer no go be answered. Nigeria is already sort of appeared to have been a cost country anyway. Because if Nigeria is not cost, and listen, Nigeria is a cost country, and the costs on Nigeria are the criminals that are ruining the country that you see. You call them leaders. Those are the costs upon Nigeria. So when they steal money and they give them to Afar, and they give them to pastor, and they ask the pastor to pray for them, you don't need, the prayer will not be answered. And also that they control you. I am happy that he said it. That's the message I actually wanted you to hear. Yeah, that's the one I wanted you to hear. Some of you didn't even hear that. Did you? Did you? You didn't. Or you didn't probably see it that way. You were just listening to that food. Everybody, food. Everybody, what you mean you started hearing they want to give the money, I want to see them. Now, so you focus. You forgot the part where he said, I travel, I met governors, they give me something, they say, put this one, it's for you. So, silver and gold, I cannot say I have none, I have. Now, I want to share some of them with you and the rest of that. That is where they manage to control you. And after all those nocturnal nighttime meeting, dead of the night meeting, with all the ruiners and destroyers of Nigeria, Baba Gio go enter church the following day. Buburukutusara. Hey, praise God. They say, hallelujah. Ah, Baba is in spirit today. They just pay him. He met with one of the agents of the darkness last night. The people that have ruined your finance, ruined Nigeria, mortgage Nigeria. They just met last night. They don't pay him. He don't come this morning. He's in our spirit. I come with the Holy Spirit today. The Spirit is entering me today. Today, you go see miracle. Then you begin to hear them say, we need to pray for this country. We must pray for our leaders. Our leaders deserve our prayer. In Canaan, in the land of Judas, in the kingdom of nonsense, shall they go and begin to threaten you? They go to threaten you with Bible verses, with Quranic verses sometimes. They go to threaten you. You go come and say, hey, wow. So am I not the one with the cause problem for Nigeria now? Pastor Simon will pray for our leaders. I didn't pray for them. Maybe now me they caused it. That's how they work to brainwash you. That's how they tell you that they are organizing 21 days prayer session for Nigeria. So people will not get job. They will say you can't pray for Nigeria. So 21 days you are busy asking your sky daddy to give you job inside the warehouse that they sold and turned to church. You see, this place look familiar. Is this not the same place they sacked us the last time because the business got liquidated? The owners were going abroad and they sold the place. So now church then sell them for. Hey, wonderful. Now see all of us here where they sack for this stuff, for this place. So now all of us come gather here. Now they pray for employment. They close our eyes, spend 21 days fasting and prayer. They ask God to open heaven and give us job inside the former warehouse where thousands of people used to work. You get them? You go to scream, you go to shout. They ask God to look at you, look down on you. Do something in my life. Do something new in my life. Something new. You go there, they shout. You didn't know that your own Baba Gio is part of those who have kept you under that bondage. To balance the job, keep their minds busy, water their mind with all the goodies and all the beautiful things that their sky daddy will do for them. Do not let their mind be in a single place where they will discover that we are the ones behind all of this. Pastor, here in here. Then the pastor will enter and say, then they begin to put them on. All those things now just taking off the demo. Like you put demonstration, you had them to the jazz where you they do. So it go look like, say, like put drama to it. You are there. They occupy your mind for hours, telling you stories that has nothing to do with your life. And they would also put in your mind the imaginary devil that has made it difficult for you to get married. The imaginary devil that has been affecting your business. The imaginary devil that has made it impossible for your wife to get pregnant. The imaginary devil that wants to be killing all your children. The imaginary devil. All these things, they put them in your head. And you are seated there, you are shouting, blood of Jesus. Hey, blood of Jesus. Meanwhile, what they are doing is that they are programming you, get you so busy and occupied. You will never have time to actually see all the criminals as those behind all your travail. And it's been a work that they've done successfully for a while. And I did program on that many times. Pastors, politicians, and their policies. And the people. Say, the people, pastors, politicians, and their policies. How you get played and gamed by the same system that what they do is that they kind of tap into your vulnerability. They know a lot of you are so godly. Once you want to have any Nigerian on your side, not all of them, Nigerians who love God, if they do so, just drop God. Oh, Baba, God knows best, Sijare. You go disarm half of the people inside that room, the typical Nigerians. They go agree with you. That's true. Oh, that's true. Baba, God knows everything. At that point, there's no point in critical thinking anymore. Why do you want to think? They say God will do it. God knows it. Let's leave everything to God. So are you saying you are smarter than God? Now their fight could start. When you now tell them that, my friend, leave God out of it, this is not about issue of God or God this thing. Let's face our problem. And therefore, it go start. You go see typical Nigeria. The moment ago, he's tired of the whole thing. He can't think. He's too weak and too tired to think out of there. And the next thing he's going to tell you is that everything. God will shall come and help us, Isha. I'm not taking a piece, okay? I have seen people, because I consider that as like weakness. And a lot of you say that subconsciously. Maiyegun, anyway, God will help us, Sha. At that point, don't say anything further, because fuse can blow in their head. They can't think any further anymore. They are already overwhelmed by the entire failed system, and they cannot. So when you drop God in there for them, everything else can go and settle. But there are some of us that, well, you can't just drop God anyhow. Wala go day. We'll tell you, say, I'm gonna leave God out of it. I will stand by it and say, we say leave God out of it. You the crazy, leave God out of it. No, why would you say we should leave God? Leave God, because we believe that only weak minds try to use that easy way out and say, let's leave it for God. Of course, it might look like there's nothing you can do. You are helpless, you are hopeless, you are kind of, there's nothing you can do, of course. But there's no point in thinking there is one God that would then do it for you, because you feel like there's nothing you can do. It doesn't work that way. That is the narrative that we want to change, especially for our own young people, young minds. The reason why Nigeria is not working is because it is programmed never to work. Do you understand? Now, if you who are going to be the victim, who are indeed the victims, do not see it clearly, well, we will speak directly to those who see it clearly. So this is where I'm going to draw my curtains as well tonight. And we were supposed to take calls, okay? But I am just going to use this early finish, all right? To do some tidying up in here, which has to do with other future production. So I am so sorry that we didn't have all our full time, okay? But I am going to see you next time. In fact, if you have time tomorrow, it is the same time from 12 noon UK time. You can have a brunch with me. Yes, it's actually weekend as well, right? You can have a brunch with me. Let's have a gist of what's going on. In fact, you can put through your call that you might want tonight. Then. So I will see you some other time. As you all go to bed tonight, just remember the one or two things you've managed to pick from here tonight, and don't let them go to waste. Because every day, the rotten system will continue to remind us that it cannot be helped. It has to go. And when we all agreed and finally understand why we must agree to just go our separate ways peacefully, now that it is still pretty much better before it becomes more bloodier, we believe a lot of you will eventually do the right thing. Until then, we'll keep trying. I will see you again. You have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Maiyegun diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary Nayibi #1. àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary Tayibi number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary Tayibi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary Tayibi number one. Maiyegun diary Politico. Maiyegun diary Tayibi number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary Tayibi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun diary Tayibi number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Tayibi number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran. Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.